Hi guys, this is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy for mattgranger.com. Today I just wanted to run through using the Kenko extension tubes. These ones provide autofocus to show you how much of a difference it can make on your close focus of your lens. If you want to know how extension tubes work, click that link and I explain it when I'm comparing them to teleconverters. So I've got the D700 here with the 70-200 2.8 V2. Fantastic lens, but it doesn't focus terribly close. I'm not sure the exact number, I'll flash that up on screen now. But so I'm going to take a close-up of as close as I can focus, of a little figurine that I've got here. And then I'll show you how close I can get with it. Then I'll pop on the different adapters and let you see how much closer the extension tube lets us get. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see just here, I have my little Pinocchio from Shrek. I'm not doing anything fancy here. I'm just going to see how close it will let me focus on this one. Show you what the shot looks like at 200mm. Then I'll pop on the adapters. So it'll let me get closer than that. Okay, so that's as close as it'll let me get with that. So let's just pop on. We'll start off, we'll skip the smallest one, which is the 12mm, and we'll pop the 20mm on. So all you do, it goes between your lens and the camera. So keeping it against my body so we're not filling it up with dust. Pop it on and it's got the markings just like a lens. And then onto your body. And then you can see it's added a space between the lens and the body. Now, let's see how much closer it's gonna let me focus. Now note, this is gonna have a tiny depth of field, so I'm actually going to drop it down to f8. I was at 2.8 so that I can get it in focus. Okay, so you can see that lets me get in a lot closer. Now let's throw the 36mm on instead and show you how much more of a difference that's going to make. Remember, when you're changing lenses, you want to keep the camera, you want to do it as quick as you can, keep the body facing away from dust, and most importantly of everything, make sure that you turn the camera off, because when the sensor's on, it has a charge and it'll attract dust. So now you can see we've got a much bigger section in between there. I'm going to make sure I support both of these. They're reasonably well made, but it's not super strong. Now I'm on manual focus and just going in as close. Remember, this one started out at 1.4 meters was our closest focus, and here I'm a lot closer than that. Why not? Let's pop all three of them on and see what a difference that makes. I'll pop these two together first so it's less time with the lens off. Okay, now here you really want to be supporting it. Look how much distance we've added between the lens. Let me just focus in for you. Between the lens and the body there, huge amount of distance. And let's see how close we can get now. And there we are, that's at closest focus possible, and that's how it was with no extension tubes at all. Okay, so that's a huge difference. Now let's try it with another lens. Let's try the 50mm prime, because that's one that a lot of people own. Okay, so here I'm using the 51.4G. They're all a little bit different, but not terribly different, so I think it's quite comparable. So let's try this one. How close will it let me focus? This one goes in a lot closer, down to 45 centimeters. But of course, because it's a 50mm instead of a 200mm, you're still quite far from the subject. So let's pop the 36mm on there and see what that can do. So I'm using the 36mm extender on the 51.4. You can see it's almost the same size as the lens. And then I've just got it set to manual focus at close focus. Then I'll move in slowly, and then when it gets sharp, I know that's its closest focus. Okay, the focal plane here is so tiny. I'm not sure I'll get a really sharp one hand holding it, but let's see how I go. Okay, now how close am I? Quite close, but I can go closer than that. So let's pop the 12mm on there as well. Okay, so I've certainly more than doubled the distance that it would be from the focal plane now. And you can see how close he's getting. Now let's go really silly and put all three on this one and see. It probably will want to focus inside the lens, but let's have a look. Lens is off. Next adapter. Now it doesn't matter which order you put these on. Now this looks rather ridiculous. Look at that. That's a 50mm lens. Now, I've got his nose there. That's the 51.4G with all three extension tubes on, and that's beyond 1:1 reproduction for sure, and that's how it was without any extension tubes at all. Okay, so you can see just how close that'll go. Crazy. Okay, so there we go. That's using the Kenko autofocus extension tubes on the 70-200 Nikkor and the 50mm. Look at how different it is, but you know, it is an effective option. The image quality may not be as perfect as a true macro lens, but if you start off with a good sharp lens, you'll be doing fairly well. And for reference, that's how big the little fella was. His face is a lot smaller than my thumb. So yeah, I hope you like that. Click to like if you did, click to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon. Post any questions. This is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy for mattgranger.com.